when you're talking about what is reasonable for these drivers to do, there's nothing more reasonable than what you have been trained on in order to get your commercial driver's license.
Yeah.
And then I look at the company itself, and one of the things that I've found that has really helped on those cases are the company manuals. Companies like Old Dominion, Freightliner, different companies that have these manuals, they have specific sections in there about what drivers are to do when they're traveling in adverse weather conditions. What you do is you use those excerpts from the employee manual. You show that the employee signed off on it. He was supposed to have knowledge of it. And you use that to show a difference in what they were trained to do versus what they actually did. Well, you know, at the end of the day, we want to be able to tie it back to the company itself. And so one of the things I also like to do is go back and talk with the director of safety, whoever it may be, about how often did you meet with your drivers and train them on this?
Yeah.
Was this a yearly meeting? Was this a monthly meeting? Was this something that you made sure was in their mind whenever the season came for inclement weather? I mean, you got drivers who are driving all around the country. Do you talk with them about that enough where they're aware of it, or do you just let them go on their own guidance?
Yeah, absolutely. And the preventable accident manual has great questions for the company. You know, it's like, do you ever have anyone ride along with your drivers, see how they do it? Do you talk to your drivers to find out what they know? You know, showing someone a video is not training. I mean, training, you have to decide what your standard is. You've got to teach them the standard, and then you got to test to make sure they know it, and then you got to reinforce it, make sure they remember it. Because I don't know about you, but we both passed the bar exam many moons ago. Would you want to take it again tomorrow?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, you know, you got to study for it.
Right.
You don't remember things from 10, 20 years before. And, you know, the one case that you and I had together in North Carolina, they trained that driver 18 years before pretty well, but he had no training. And when I took his deposition, he didn't know how to do following distance, how far he was supposed to look ahead, how long he needed to stop. He didn't know any of that stuff.
Well, Michael, you bring up a good point, because one of the things that I often find is that when I'm questioning the driver and I ask them, if I use the term Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulation, what is your understanding as to what that is? Half of them have no idea what I'm talking about.
You have to say the green book.
They have to say the green book that's in their truck. And then that gets into a whole nother conversation. Well, the green book in your truck, how often do you pull it out? Well, it's in there, but I don't pull it out very often. Or, you know, you know, they gave it to me when I first started working here, but I have no idea where it is now.
But I know how to drive a truck.
But I know how to drive a truck.